Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy YB back at it with another video. Y'all already know what it is, man. Today we got a lot to talk about. There has been something crazy going on in the markets today, in the stock market. Gamestop, AMC, Blueberry, Blackberry, Nokia, all those big stocks or small stocks that are now growing a lot bigger have skyrocketed, and the reason behind it is really interesting. Today in this video, what we're going to be talking about is everything going on with GameStop. We're going to explain to you guys, or I'm going to explain to you guys, the reason behind GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, all those stocks, why they went up, what exactly is everything that's going on. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to explain to you guys my opinions regarding, everything revolving the stock market right now. And most importantly, I'm going to get into what the hell Robinhood did with their accounts. What they did and what they did not allow to happen throughout this entire day. So we're going to get right into it. Everybody, please leave a like, subscribe. It took me a lot of time to really come up with a good basis for this video. And it took me a lot of research because a lot of the things going on is a little confusing. But I decided to take the time out of my day, out of my life for you guys so y'all can be well informed. And we're just going to hop right into this video, y'all. So, the main biggest stock that we have to talk about is GameStop, obviously. GameStop soared, man. GameStop stock. Try saying GameStop stock 5 times. GameStop stock, GameStop stock, GameStop stock, GameStop. But essentially what happened was that stock skyrocketed to the moon. The stock was trading roughly around $4 or $5, and it blew up completely. Yesterday, I think it even went to the tops of 370, 380, which is absolutely insanity, guys. Absolutely insanity. That valuation for that company should not have been happening. So why did it go up so high? What is the reason it went up so high? Well, essentially what happened was a group of retail investors on Reddit decided to pump in a lot of money. And the reason they decided to do this is because they wanted to have the hedge fund companies or these large corporations pay for what they were doing in regarding of shorting GameStop stock. So the question comes, what the hell did I just say? And I get it, it's a little confusing. Bear with me, I'm gonna explain it to you guys. So essentially what a hedge fund is a group of people or a company where they try to make money with their stocks. And they can make all different types of plays, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just think of it as a company that wants to make money for their stocks. People can give money to a hedge fund and have them invest their money for them, and they do what they want to do with the money to give them the returns. What these companies were doing is they were shorting the stock GameStop. And what exactly does it mean to short something? So essentially, hedge fund companies, what they do is they borrow money and they purchase the stock. So let's just say GameStop, right? What hedge fund companies did is they borrowed money and bought GameStop stock at around $10 to say. I believe it was around $9 to $10. What they believed is that stock would go down. So what they did is they bought it at $10 from borrowed money. They sold it at $10. Immediately once they got the money, they sold it. They hoped that the stock would drop down below. That way they would be able to rebuy the stock at a cheaper price and then return it to where they got it from. I'm going to give you a little analogy. I know it's a little confusing. This one makes a lot more sense, trust me. I'm going to give you a really quick analogy that makes perfect sense. This is shorting for dummies. And ladies and gentlemen, don't be offended that I called you a dummy because I'm a dummy as well. This is the only way that I'm able to understand it. So just bear with me. I'm not making fun of you. I get it. So let's just say I borrowed this retro 6 or 5 sneaker. I don't really know sneakers too well. I borrowed this pair of sneakers from a friend, right? Let's just say this sneaker is valued at $100. Now me, let's just say I'm the shorter. When I borrow the sneaker, I'm envisioning that this sneaker cost will go down. I think that the price of this sneaker will no longer be $100 in the next coming weeks. I think it will go down to $50. So I borrow the sneaker from a friend. And when I borrow it from my friend, I sell it right away for its valuation at the time. I sell it for $100 because that's its valuation at the time. But I believe that it's going to be worth a lot less in the future. So what I do is, after I sell it, I wait a couple weeks and the shoe eventually does go down like I predicted. It goes down to $50. So what I would do is I rebuy the sneaker and give it back to my friend. I rebuy the sneaker for $50, and then I just give the sneaker back to my friend. And right there, wait, I just profited $50. Now, think of that in the terms of the sneaker being the stock. Essentially, they borrowed the stock from said company. They sold it at the price it was worth at the time, waited till the stock went down, rebought the stock at the cheaper price, and then returned it to the company and kept the profits. I think that is the best little analogy I could have gave sneakers. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm really happy that I came up with that. I'm so awesome. So that is essentially what shorting is. And what these companies were doing is they were continuously shorting the stock, the GameStop stock. And so much people shorting a stock, causes the stock to go down and down and down. And what people were doing on Wall Street Bets, the Reddit community, what they were doing, they were tired of these hedge funds making so much money off of a company that they love dearly. So what they did, they poured in money, and they bought the stock so much. And what happened there was a lot of people seeing, hey, the stock price is rising. A lot of more people that aren't even involved in the Reddit community started piling money in there as well. Started piling money in there as well. And what happens if the reverse happens in the shorting? So we talked about, when, a shorter, they buy a stock for its original value, and when it goes down, they rebuy and give it back. But what happens if the stock price goes up instead of goes down, right? Well, then they lose a lot of money because now they have to buy the stock at a more expensive price than they originally sold it at. You get what I'm saying? Think of the sneaker analogy again. Think of it. You borrowed it from your friend for $100. You sold it for $100 immediately. The stock sneaker price goes up to $150 instead of $50. So now you have to return the sneaker to your friend because you're not gonna steal a sneaker. So you are forced to buy it at a more expensive price. See, that's how all these short sellers and all these hedge funds lost billions and billions and billions of dollars. Yeah, it was absolutely insanity when I seen that. And I believe the biggest company was Melvin Company. I'm not too really sure about what they do or what other positions that they had, but they had a major short position in GameStop. And this caused the stock to skyrocket, man. The stock skyrocketed. When retail investors are pouring in a lot of money, all the people from Wall Street Bets were pouring in a lot of money, and now the retailers are forced to buy even more of the stock for cheap, for more expensive. But apparently people don't like other people making money. Apparently the government doesn't like that, or apparently these hedge funds are so angry that people can't make $1. You see, what Robinhood did today was they completely did not allow anybody to continue buying. And what happens when nobody buys a stock? The stock drops back down, and it drops and it drops and it drops and it drops. And the stock has been dropping. I think the stock is down 44%, and which is $153, yeah. 44% on the day. And that's all due to the fact that people were not able to buy. Now, what is the reason Robinhood stopped people from buying? Like, there has to be a reason, right? And I did a little research because I didn't want to just attack Robinhood. I wanted to figure out why. And what they claim is that there were so many orders going into GameStop, they just couldn't manage all the orders, all the people buying and buying and buying. And I think that is the most BS thing I've ever heard in my entire life. How is a stock company, not prepared to have large orders like that coming in? I understand this is something really crazy, something that doesn't normally happen, but how? Like how does that happen? And I know majority of the market was focused on those stocks, or in particular that one GameStop. GameStop stock. There you go. How? It just doesn't make sense to me how a company would just completely shut down a stock completely from being purchased because they couldn't fulfill the orders in a good pace. Like that just doesn't make enough sense to me. And it gets me thinking that it's a theory that Robinhood would have lost more money if they let the hedge funds continue to, lose more money, as opposed to them getting filed for a lawsuit. And that is just ridiculous, man. That's crazy. It's so crazy to me how all that happened, man. And it's not just happening with GameStop stock. I cannot pronounce that right. GameStop stock. It's not just happening with them. It's happening with companies like AMC. I've seen BlackBerry, Nokia. All those stocks were in Wall Street bets. They were talked about in this community as the next stock they're gonna push. It was another stock that was being shorted so much. So it was taking advantage so much of how much people, or these big hedge funds, thought this company was gonna go down and down and down, and people were planning on buying and buying and buying. And AMC skyrocketed, man. AMC went from like $4 or $5 all the way up to 19. I think it reached a high of $21. All for that, just for Robinhood to stop trading for those particular stocks, just for them to save the asses of a hedge fund or a couple hedge funds. And that's insanity to me, man. Like, they didn't allow the little people to eat, man. They didn't allow the little guys, the retail investors like you and me to eat, man. And for me, I'm unbiased because I did not participate in, the GameStop, the AMC. A lot of people were so upset about the Wall Street bet people manipulating the market. But is that not exactly what Robinhood just did right here? They completely disrupted a whole trading platform. Disrupted thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions, of people who are trying to invest in these companies, just so a hedge fund will not lose as much money. I don't know if that is the reason why, but I don't see what other reason they could have had. Like, I don't personally see any reason that they could have done what they did besides preventing the hedge funds from losing all their money. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, man. That is manipulation in its finest form. And if one group of people, if the upper class, if the rich people can manipulate the market, what is wrong with us doing it, right? I know you can't fight fire with fire, but like, if we're getting punished for it, they should be getting punished for it as well. I've hated that idea of, people saying eat the rich, people saying rich people are, evil, rich people only take advantage of others. I really, really genuinely don't like that saying. I think rich people have gotten to where they at due to hard work. I strongly believe that any individual can get to where they are with hard work. But man, they're making it really, really hard for me to continue with that belief. With just everything that's happening right now, man. It's crazy. So what do I think is gonna happen? I think that's the next little part that needs to be discussed. What do I think is gonna happen? I think they can't block off these stocks forever. I think that I think for the day it was as big as it's gonna get. Regarding to how long they can keep these stocks closed, I just don't. They can't do it forever. Obviously, they can't. And I think tomorrow, Friday, it opens back up. And I think these stocks skyrocket so much. Because I think so many people are going to be upset. So many people are going to be angry. So many people are going to just want to take revenge on, continuing on these hedge funds that are continuing to short these stocks. Take advantage of Robinhood, who completely disregarded the little guys in this situation. And I just think that, tomorrow, maybe even Monday, Tuesday, when the markets open up, that these stocks are still going to plummet up a little bit, man. Still people charging money. So who do I think are the winners and the losers of this entire situation? I think the loser for sure here is Robinhood. I think the bigger loser is Robinhood. And Robinhood is the loser because, one, they're getting hit with so many lawsuits. I've seen, a whole bunch of retail investors online file lawsuits. I've seen articles and videos about that happening. And I think that's going to continue to happen because a lot of people lost so much money. They weren't able to continue to buy and continue to push up the stock. And it's really, really sad to see that. So I think Robinhood loses in that retrospect because of the lawsuits. And I think they also lose because a lot of the people just being unhappy with the platform itself. And I think so many people just leave, man. So many people leave, man. With everything happening with the security breaches, people losing money on Robinhood, all the outages that's been happening, and now this, I think it's just been a piling on, and I think people leave Robinhood. I really genuinely do. Now the winner, I think the big winner is not the hedge funds, y'all. It's GameStop itself, man. Think of all the money that just got FOMO'd into that company. All the money that investors threw in there. Like, the market cap hit almost $25 billion yesterday. That's insanity, y'all. And I think, a company like that who was on the verge of death, quite literally, a company that was completely on the verge of death, I think with all this money, they should look at it as an opportunity. And one, because of all the money that they were getting off the stock. But second, a lot of people have faith in this company, and not one just have faith, but love this company. Like, this didn't just happen because, obviously people were upset because of the shorters, but this also happened because a lot of people genuinely love this company and did not want to see it fail. And it's crazy to see what happens. So I think they're the winners in everything. They got money, they got more publicity. A lot of people are hoping the stock rises, and I hope they make the right moves now that they have more cash to use. And, I'm just super surprised to see what they do. So that is my thoughts on everything going on, and I hope you guys are a little informed. I hope you guys understand everything that's going on, and I hope you guys making the right decisions. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace out.